community.
Bank local at CSE.
For nearly 20 years, thousands of people have relied on SARTA for safe, affordable, reliable transportation.
People like Misty Williams, who's riding SARTA to a brighter future. Misty's a full-time student and mom who uses our fixed routes to get to school, pick up her son at daycare, and return home at the end of a very busy day.
School, shopping, Cleveland, Akron, the airport, for work or for play. People you know count on SARTA to meet their transportation needs. And we deliver.
SARTA, where can we take you today?
Hoover out in front right now by a score of 14-0 on our Old Carolina Barbecue Company scoreboard in Elmer. That was a gorgeous drive for the Vikes.
Boy, Hoover is controlling the clock and the ball and everything else. That drive was 9 plays, 78 yards, and it was finished by a 1-yard run by Gregallo, and the extra point was good. Hoover looks very good right now.
They look like the team that wants it just a bit more. Volas with a short kick here, heading towards the sideline. Not quite sure what the goal of that was.
I don't think that was a goal. Because they get the ball on, what, the 35-yard line now?
They will certainly get good field position.
Yes, they are.
You know, I wrote down one of the keys to the game, a storyline that I had, Elmer, was stopping.
35, yep.
Was stopping Drayden Owens, and he's had a couple of nice runs, but so far they have contained him, meaning Hoover has slowed down the 1,000-yard back to be in the junior.
Yes, they have. And he's a talented back. He has good speed, good balance. He's a good-looking running back.
1st and 10 here.
There we go,
That's
wide
Miller.
open.
Carson Miller with a first down into Hoover territory. They go to the air, and it works out well.
First down, throwing the ball. Good call. That was a very good call.
Miller, the leading receiver entering the game.
Try it again.
Gets it again here. Carson, he's quick on the outside.
Picked up 8 yards on that one.
2nd and short coming up. This appears to be a hurry-up offense now, too, Elmer.
They're hurry up and they run the play. You know, there's a motto in coaching. If you had success running something, run it again. Run it again till they stop it.
John DeMarco and that offensive coaching staff, of course, Coach DeMarco, the longtime coach at Louisville, and here is Drayden Owens. Owens
first down.
Gonna pick up the first down. He's so shifty.
He's a good back.
That play good enough for a push streak. First down.
He's patient.
He just took one in the nostrils on that one.
It's not a good place to take one.
Oh.
First down.
See if they,
High snap, and Eccles trying to make something happen here, simply throws it away.
It's a good move. Good move on that kid's part.
Didn't really panic there, did the junior?
No. It was a smart play. They're in 4-down territory. They have to be in 4-down territory, don't they?
Down
being
14,
down
yeah, I mean,
being down 2 touchdowns.
And showing so far your inability to stop Hoover has been a problem. Coach DeGeorge knew that this was going to be a tough week for his team. Anytime you play a Federal League opponent, things are that much tougher. Here's Owens, straight in. Not much to do there. Inside the 35 of Hoover, and that's about it.
Well, you got to give Hoover credit. For giving up 400 yards last week, running-wise, they look real strong against the run today. And Lake can run the ball. There's no question about that.
They look disciplined. That was a Perry rushing attack that had 412 yards last week. Eccles to throw on a 3rd down. Eccles.
Nice throw there.
Nice throw. And Snow lost it going out of bounds, but they give him the catch. Enough for a first down here. If they had a review, I don't know if this would be a catch. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But hey, it's high school.
Hey.
Being told by the truck and Dean Marini that he made a football move. Not that I disagree with that. Thanks to our image video crew tonight as well. First down here.
Oh.
Owens loses it, but he falls back on it. They've put the ball on the turf a couple times tonight already.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have. They've been very fortunate. They've recovered them both times.
Second and long here. Owens gets the give. Drayden. He's inside the 20, but again, Eccles in a throwing situation. Now, last week, Owens was contained in the first half by McKinley, and in the second half, he had over 100 yards. I think the multitude of carries that he'll get over the night will eventually
get him over
wear
100.
Defense down, but it's just a matter of getting him there. A couple weeks ago, Jackson shut him down. They held him under 100. But it's a 3rd and about 8 here. Eccles to throw, going end zone. Snow can't hang on. Over his head. Not a bad ball here, overthrown though.
Nice defense too. What's
So
Lake going to do? They're going to go for it.
Well, I think you got to. Down 2 scores, right?
Yeah. Yeah. What are they going to punt it? And put it on the 20?
Both these teams coming off back-to-back losses, both in critical need of a win tonight. Eccles to throw. Man is
Nice
there.
throw.
It's caught.
Touchdown.
And he is in for the touchdown. 19 yards out. Aaron Phillips with the touchdown reception. 4th touchdown of the year for Jake Eccles, the junior. And this is a nominee for a rock-solid play of the game. Brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. This is a pretty beautiful throw, Elmer.
This was a great throw by this kid. Boy, he was wide open, wasn't he? He was wide open.
Fired it in there. And Chase Abdul to attempt the extra point now. He's missed 4 all year. And he keeps it at just that. Well, for the 2nd time tonight on the SARTA Zero Emissions bus, let's take a ride down to the sideline and check in with Noah Hiles. Noah.
John, Lake has had a huge amount of success going forward on 4th down this year. That was their 15th attempt going forward on 4th down. They are 11 of 15. They were over 71% coming into today. Their first time they go forward on 4th down tonight, you see, is their first time they put points on the board against the Hoover Vikings.
Noah, that is a fantastic stat. Thanks for that report. That's really well done, and it shows that never quit mentality, Elmer. It shows that they play and they don't let the situation in the game affect the way they think mentally.
Well, if you know Danny DeGeorge, that's not surprising. He's, you know, when Danny was a player, that's the kind of guy he was. He was a tough individual.
Just a gorgeous play here. He was almost just knocked out. Tell you what, give the young man who got over there in Zach Evans from that defensive secondary credit. He made a hard hit. We'll get the drive summary after the kickoff here, Elmer, by Abdul. Abdul kicks it.
Not very deep.
And Drew Johnson fields it. Here is Drew Johnson. Johnson with a decent return across the 30, and that drive summary out.
Okay, number of plays is 10, total yards 65, and it was a 19-yard TD pass from Eccles to Phillips, and the extra point was good. We got a good football game going on here right now.
I don't know that we expected anything different between these two ball clubs.
No. I know one thing, I would have been disappointed if these two, because they come from good programs. Both of them are well coached, and there's a lot of tradition with both of these teams.
The names over the years that you think about, the Durbins and the Viscounts and the Cochrans at Lake, and then, of course, the Hurtlers and Ed Glass, and here's Adam Grigualo on first down, and he's pushed backwards.
Now Lake's fired up.
Brady Tobin again. He's had a beautiful game off of that defensive line, the defensive tackle, Elmer. Coach Dan DeGeorge called him a hard, nasty, tough kid, and he plays that way.
Yes, he did. He pushed the ball carrier back, and pushing that running back is no easy assignment, that's for sure. He's always going forward.
Second down here, Ashby to throw.
Wide open.
Johnson's there. This is Drew Johnson. Drew Johnson, enough for a first down and more. Near midfield. You know, Connor Ashby, Elmer, he's the county leader in touchdown passes at 20. And he has offers on the table from Central Michigan, Toledo, and Bowling Green. And he has tons of Power 5 interests, and you can see why.
Yeah. I hate repeating myself, but he's a good athlete. He can go back there and throw it. He can throw on the run.
Here's Grigualo again, and well, whereas at first that was working, now Lake's starting to wisen up to the running of Adam Grigualo a bit.
They're playing more aggressive, Lake. That touchdown really helped Lake. Gave him a lot of motivation.
Confidence.
A lot of motivation.
Football is a big game of confidence, is it not, Elmer?
Momentum goes back and forth. How many times it goes back and forth in a game?
Uncle Mo, he is a funny man, that is for sure.
And he's fickled.
Ashby to throw.
Oh.
Drew Johnson can't hang on.
He might have threw that too hard.
Can you believe that he has completed 74% of his passes this year? But here's the crazier part. That's the second best completion percentage in the county.
Kid from
Maslin.
Oh, Maslin?
Has an 83% completion percentage, Aiden Longwell. Entering tonight, he was 63 of 76.
But again, they're all short passes.
Third down here. Ashby wants to go deep.
One.
That is Johnson, and he hauls it in.
I spoke too soon. I said they're short passes, and then he goes deep.
This is a rope.
Yeah, that's well thrown.
Look at that.
That's
Beautiful
perfect.
ball.
Perfect.
And Hoover again on the move. 1st and 10 now. Down to the Lake 16. Under 3 minutes in this first half. Ashby 6 for 8 so far. Very accurate, as always. Here's Grigualo now. Adam Grigualo, who has 2 rushing touchdowns tonight. Picks up a handful on that carry. So Lake defense, it's only giving up 15 points per game. They give up 158 passing yards per game. They forced 13 turnovers this year. That's been one of their calling cards. Grigualo faked by Ashby, and Ashby really nowhere to go there. 3rd down upcoming.
3rd and what, 1, 2?
It's going to be short, I know that.
3rd and 2. Good play here.
He read that well.
Yes, he did. And Lake played it well.
3rd and 2 is marked on the scoreboard.
And this is definitely 4-down territory here.
7-yard line. Bottom of your screen, out of the picture, is Brock Henney. Ashby to throw. Pressure coming. Rolls out, still looking, throws. It's
nice
caught,
play.
And it's a touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown to the tight end in Tristan Imhoff, but a flag is down. It may be coming back. Lake fans applauding as if it will.
Was a lineman downfield?
We will get the official call here. An eligible man downfield. Nice eye, Elmer.
Thank you. It's a trained eye.
Even in your old age.
Even with my bifocals on.
That's right. This was a nice play, though.
That was an exceptional play.
That's why he's getting Power 5 looks.
Yeah.
But 3rd down and 7 to go now.
The only thing that may hurt him is his size.
Yep, just 6'1", but he's only a junior. Yeah. Could grow a bit more. 3rd and 7 here. Ashby, corner of the end zone. Graham,
nice.
Did he haul it in?
No.
It was incomplete.
Huh?
I believe we're going to get a beautiful look at this. And we're going to see if Trent Graham, the senior at 6'5", brought this in. This was close. It was, I don't know about that. I think that was a touchdown. Yanni Volas now to attempt the field goal. .29-yard attempt. Volas kicks it high and kicks it through. So Hoover adds points, but, well, if you look at the replay that we just gave you, they should have added more than just 3. They lead by 10, though, with under a minute left in this first half.
Welcome to Friends and Family Credit Union, where we believe every member is a friend of the family.
Hi, I'm Nick Langenfeld, President and CEO of Friends and Family Credit Union. Friends and Family Credit Union provides loans, savings, checking, and other financial services to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Stark County. We provide financial needs in the most reasonable and cost-effective way. What are you waiting for? Stop in one of our locations today to become a friend of the family.
You can't tell your cold to wait? Talk to a doctor now with the new Altman Now app. Get the app now. You can't tell your migraine to wait. Talk to a doctor now with the new Altman Now app. Download the Altman Now app now.
Hoover adds 3 points to the scoreboard. They lead 17-7. Volas to kick this deep here. And it's a squib kick. Fielded by Lake. And a decent return here for the Blue Streaks. And
they have what?
Bryce Snow on the return. They have 52 seconds to go. About 66 yards.
66 yards in 50 seconds.
That drive summary, Elmer.
That was a number of plays, 9, and the total yards 56, and a 29-yard field goal by Yanni Volas.
Should have been a touchdown to Trent Graham. But we can argue about that for days. Eccles to throw. That's Snow, and that's enough for a first down.
You know, this kid started out not throwing too well. Now he's starting to put a little mustard on that ball.
He's zipping them in there, that's for sure.
He's putting some mustard on him.
He's got some good targets to throw it to. I mean, with Bryce Snow, who's out there, he's 6'3". Logan Fedor is 6'3". Carson Miller is quick at 5'8". He's got guys to get the ball to. And you always have to account for Dre Owens. Eccles.
Wide open.
Fedor.
Wide open.
Another first down and another nice play.
Run out of bounds, good play.
And Lake is on the move here. Nice throw here, Elmer.
Yes, it is. Wide open, but he gets the ball to him.
Does he throw better on the sprint out than he does from the pocket?
Well, the play just before, you threw from a straight drop back, you know? I just think he's warming up here. He's getting better.
Just a juniors, Jake
He's a gamer.
Eccles.
Now there's a,
almost picked off by Brad Smith. Would have been his second of the year.
That whacked him right in the face.
Talk about some mustard on a ball, Elmer.
Oh, yeah.
He threw that with everything he had.
He was playing the man. He wasn't watching the ball.
Now we were watching.
He's watching the ball. He's picking that.
We were watching Chase Abdul, their kicker, the sophomore, warm up, and he was knocking some through from about 40-plus yards. Eccles throws. That one is picked off, and a lot of field to work with here.
Oh.
Running.
There's a
free.
That's back. That's coming back.
On the interception is Zach Young, but multiple flags are down. Player down for Lake too, and I can't quite tell from here who it is. It looks like it may be Dre Owens. That's going to hurt a whole bunch if it's Dre. He's been dinged up once this year before, that 299-yard game against Louisville. He got dinged up. Pass was high here, Elmer.
Oh, we don't see it.
Young almost returned this for 6.
Boy, they would be in good shape right there if the ball's on the 10.
That was his second interception of the year.
We have a personal foul. Blindside block, 15 yards, first down.
Okay.
So Hoover will have the ball. And Dre Owens being helped off. Appears to be writhing in pain. Trying to put some weight on that right leg. We can only hope that he'll come back because Lake's going to need him.
Not like that.
Ball's going to be spotted at the 45-yard line. Vikings begin play there, first and 10.
So now Hoover, who already leads by 10.
Yeah, they're going to take a knee here and
be satisfied with a 10-point lead at the half, probably. Ashby will go into the set to put a knee on it. He does just that. And that is how we will end our first half of play. So through 2 quarters, Hoover is on the road at Blue Streak Stadium, and they are playing a very good ball game. They lead 17-7 as we head into our halftime festivities here on the All Care TV replay game of the week.
Y'all know it's football season. Around these parts, football season is barbecue season. If you want to score big on game day, make slow-smoked Old Carolina barbecue your go-to spot before, during, and after all the games. No need to cook on Friday. Meet before the game at Old Carolina. Or grab a party pack and host the ultimate college or pro football party. Featuring award-winning ribs, tender pulled pork, and jumbo smoked wings. We have options for all your pigskin pig-outs. Get more info at oldcarolina.com. Old Carolina Barbecue Company. Meet before the game.
There was something curious going on. My husband started going for a short drive several times. He doesn't normally keep things from me, so I just had to see. It turns out he's been hanging with the guys at Sarchone Ford, prepping for tailgating season. Because of their relaxed, no-pressure sales process, he was able to take his time deciding on the exact new F-150 to buy. You'll enjoy the short drive home from Sarchone Ford. Get to know us at sarchoneford.com or stop in for your test drive. Just minutes from Akron, Alliance, Canton, and Kent.
Got a news tip? Email us at newstip@whbc.com. For everything WHBC, news, weather, and sports, personality blogs, and more, log on to WHBC.com.
And it's halftime here at Blue Streak Stadium with the Hoover Vikings leading in this Week 7 Federal League matchup 17-7 on our Old Carolina Barbecue Company scoreboard. And as we take a look at the first half highlights, Elmer, Hoover found the scoreboard in a number of ways, but Adam Grigolo with a couple of nice carries.
He's, you know, we saw him the first game of the season. He's a kid that has great power, and he has great balance, and they had that double isolation, and this is just a nice throw here.
Gorgeous
that, you know, on both players, that was a great football play there.
Bolus with the 29-yard kick.
And there's Yanni kicking it.
And then here's that interception. Little high, right?
Yeah, he tried to overthrow it.
And of course, the big story from that play, not Zach Young's return, but Dre Owens, the star running back, who came into the game with over 930 yards for Lake, goes down injured. I'm guessing we will not see him again tonight. We may not see him for a few weeks, but that's how we stand at a 17-7 lead for Hoover at the half. A pair of Adam Grigolo touchdowns, the difference through a half here at Lake. When we come back, we'll have your stats and get you caught up on some second half notes to look at. Stay with us.
When it comes to our donuts, we're all in. And the new Civic handles the rest. With Bluetooth built in to make life sweeter, donuts are better with a Honda.
Upgrade to a new Civic for just $189 a month. Visit NorthernOhioHondaDealers.com.
We got game. We are your Stark County home for the Cleveland Cavaliers, Browns, Indians, and the Ohio State Buckeyes. News Talk 1480 WHBC. Online at WHBC.com.
Even with business booming, I'll never forget the community that I came from. And the Honda Pilot is perfect for delivering my gratitude. Giving back is better with a Honda.
Upgrade to a new Pilot. Visit NorthernOhioHondaDealers.com.
Wake up with Canton's Morning News. Pam Cook reports all the news, traffic, and weather you need to get your day started. News Talk 1480 WHBC. Online at WHBC.com.
And we return in at halftime to Lake's Blue Streak Stadium, and at the half it's Hoover by 10, 17-7, and we take a look at our halftime stats now, courtesy of our statistician Bob Jeffries, and we have team totals to look at, Elmer, and so far been pretty even statistically.
Yeah, if you look at these, John, statistically they're pretty close. Hoover had 63 yards rushing, Lake had 30. Passing yards, Hoover had 130, Lake had 83. First downs, Hoover had 9, Lake had 6. Total yards, 193 for Hoover, 113 for Lake. Number of plays for Hoover is 29. The number of plays for Lake, 25. And Lake has 1 turnover. For the individual statistics, for the visitors, Hoover, Connor Ashby, he is 6 for 9 for 130 yards, and that's almost 20 yards per catch. Adam Grigolo, he had 14 rushes for 35 yards and 2 TDs. And Drew Johnson has 4 catches for 77 yards. For Lake, Jacob Eccles is 6 for 12 for 83 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 big interception right there at the end of the half. Dredden Owens had 10 rushes for 39 yards. I don't think we'll see him the second half. And Bryce Snow had 2 catches for 23 yards, and Carson Miller 2 catches for 25 yards. It's losing the Owens kid. That's going to be a big loss. But, you know, the James kid looks like he has some ability. And we're going to see this second half what Lake's made out of. They have to come out and try to establish that running game. They can't come out and just start throwing. They're not that type of team. They gotta get that running game going. Then the passing game is going to wide open up for them, like it did during that game.
We look forward to more of Elmer's comments in the second half. John Bozica along with you. Noah Hiles, of course, on the sideline. Our image video crew, and we will have the second half of action coming up after these timeouts. Stay with us.
For nearly 20 years, thousands of people have relied on SARTA for safe, affordable, reliable transportation.
People like Misty Williams, who's riding SARTA to a brighter future. Misty's a full-time student and mom who uses our fixed routes to get to school, pick up her son at daycare, and return home at the end of a very busy day.
School, shopping, Cleveland, Akron, the airport, for work or for play. People you know count on SARTA to meet their transportation needs. And we deliver.
SARTA, where can we take you today?
Life's all about delivery. Whether it's delivery of your favorite pizza, how you deliver a great punchline, like, why does Snoop Dogg carry an umbrella? Faux drizzle. Or how your credit union delivers excellent service every time. Well, yes, that's exactly what I mean. At CSC Federal Credit Union, we do deliver the same great banking as the other guys. And the icing on the cupcake is we're not some out-of-town bank. We're local and in the Stark County community.
Bank local at CSC.
The Roadman and JT team up for a lively take on sports. It's a whole new attitude. Afternoons from 3 till 7, weekdays on News Talk 1480 WHBC and online at WHBC.com. The Score and more with the Altman Heart Center ticker. Go to WHBCSports.com and click on the Altman Heart ticker icon. WHBCSports.com. High school football lives here.
And we return in for the start of the third quarter as the Lake Blue Streaks trail the Hoover Vikings here at home 17-7. Elmer, your quick thoughts for both teams. Just one thought for both teams going into the second half.
I think the injury to the running back for Lake is going to, have an effect on them. And I think Hoover just got to keep doing what they're doing. I mean, they have great balance. They're running the ball successfully, and their quarterback is a difference maker. There's no question that the Ashby kid is a difference maker, and he's only a junior. He has another year to go.
Real quick, let's go down to the sideline here and bring in Noah Hiles and get a look at what his thoughts are on Dre Owens. Go ahead, Noah.
Guys, I talked to Drayden Owens here just before the second half got underway. He explained to me what happened. He said he was running to cover that interception when he got a block from the blind side. He said his leg got caught underneath him and he felt a pop in between his ankle, shin, calf area. He's out for the rest of today. He doesn't know what's going on forward. He seems a little optimistic, though. He seems disappointed that he can't come back in this one, but he's hoping it's not as serious as it originally looked.
Reminder, we'll be back here next week. We will be here for the Lake Perry game. So if you're Lake, obviously you hope that you have him back for next week's game against Perry. Not making any promises, though, would anyone at Lake at this point because of the circumstances that have taken place. But Hoover starts with the ball here in this second half, and we'll see how their offense starts this half. And they give to Grigualo, and he's wrapped up. Picks up one. He had a nice first half, did Grigualo. It was kind of quiet, but it was a nice first half, Elmer.
They're trying to run an isolation with that lead back. And Lake's doing a nice job here. Held him to a yard on that play.
Trent Graham will be at the bottom of your screen. Inside of him in the slot is Drew Johnson, the leading receiver from the first half. He'll now go in motion. Second and long.
Run that counter play again.
Wallow again.
Fumble.
And a fumble. Does Lake have it? No signal yet. It's Blue Streak football. And it's Sean Michael James the safety who falls on it. So a short field to go now for the Streaks. See what happened on this play. It was knocked loose by the linebacker. Avery Keith, the linebacker who came in there and jarred that ball loose. So 1st and 10 for Lake, the 37 of the Vikes. Eccles wants to throw, wants to go downfield. That's Fedor, it's caught. Another nice throw.
Another nice throw. Before in the first half, you said maybe he throws better when he's on the run. And maybe he does.
Seems to be more confident in those situations.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to get
threw that well.
A lot of chances to throw in the second half without Drayden Owens out there running, but Vincent Garrow is a good back as well, over 300 yards. He's back there now, and he gets the handoff, and Vincent Garrow with some room to run. Elmer, we might just have the makings of a ball game developing here.
It's amazing what that fumble did.
Changes the whole complexion.
It certainly did.
Handoff, Garrow again on the first down, close to the 10. Garrow entered the game 54 attempts, 306 yards, and 5 touchdowns. So he's had a good year as well.
We were talking about how momentum changes in a high school football game. Amazing.
Like that.
Amazing.
In the snap of a finger.
It just...
Garrow again in the backfield here with Eccles.
Whoa, that's not going to help.
Movement, false start. And that was the big left tackle, Joe Spahn, 6'6", 330. It's hard to stop that kind of momentum, is it not, Elmer?
Hey, what's that? A force in motion tends to stay in motion?
That's right, that's right.
Some kind of science thing.
There's a lot of kinetic energy going on
Something
there.
Going there. Get that big butt moving backwards. It's hard to stop it.
Quick throw. This is Phillips.
Nice play. Nice play.
Inside the 10. Second nice reception for Phillips.
That was the play that they hurt him with in the first half with. That quick pass to the slot man.
What is that? Kind of like a quick rocket screen almost?
Yeah, it's, you know, getting the ball out on the perimeter in a hurry.
Third down and short.
Rather than running a sweep, you just throw it out there with a good blocking.
Garrow in the backfield with Eccles. Garrow gets the ball. Vincent inside the 5 and has the first down, I believe. That will move the sticks. It's a 1st and goal at the 3. Oh, how turnovers can change a game.
They bringing that?
That was the 14th turnover that this Lake defense has forced this year. Will it lead to points? 1st and goal at the 3. Garrow with Eccles. Garrow is in! A 3-yard burst for Vincent Garrow. And this crowd is alive at Blue Streak Stadium now after that gorgeous run. What are you thinking, Elmer?
This is going to be a very interesting game now. So let's see how Hoover responds.
Abdul's kick here is up, and it is good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, grab that popcorn, grab your beverage, and stay close to the TV. Thanks in part to a turnover in Vincent Garrow, we have a football game here at Lake.
At Friends and Family Credit Union, you, the members, are the owners. Our friendly staff serves over 11,000 members, assisting with their financial needs and bettering their lifestyles.
Hi, I'm Nick Langenfeld, President and CEO of Friends and Family Credit Union. Friends and Family Credit Union provides loans, savings, checking, and other financial services to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Stark County.
Are you looking for something different? Stop in today to become a friend of the family.
There is something special about our community.
It's a feeling, a spirit, and you can sense it and see it in everyone who lives and works here.
Everyone in our community matters.
You matter.
It's a simple concept.
Yet its message carries a great impact, which we all need to hear.
Every conversation, each Pay It Forward message can have an incredible impact on someone else's life.
It can start with just 2 simple words.
You matter.
You matter.
You matter.
And we get a look at the Lake student section there. I believe it's farm night here at Lake. Cowboy night, some sort of agriculture-based night, I would say. We'll get that drive summary momentarily. Agriculture, what? I mean, farmers, agriculture, they're all kind of the same thing, aren't they?
Same thing.
You're laughing at me, Bob. I'm trying to use a big word, okay? Abdul will kick it deep now. Bit of a short kick. This is Robinson on the return. Robinson still alive. Drew across the 40. And quickly that drive summary, Elmer.
Okay, the drive was 6 plays, 37 yards. And it was done with a 3-yard TD run by Garrow. The extra point was good. And it was all set up by a fumble recovery on the second play on the 30-yard line.
After this next player, quickly right now, let's go down to the sideline real fast with Noah Hiles, brought to you by Sarda. Noah, quickly.
John, it's a new half and a new team. Lake has excelled in the third and fourth quarter all season long. They are now outscoring their opponents 115-60 this season. In the second half, you're seeing that dominance right now. Back to you.
1st and 10 for Hoover on their own 42. Ashby wants to throw. And Henny hauls it in.
Nice catch.
He threw that what seemed like about 20 yards for a pickup of, what, 4?
4.
3.
But he had a strong enough arm to get it to the wide side of the field. That's a hard throw for high school kids to throw.
It's a hard throw for a professional, for a pro quarterback. Here's Grigualo, rather Ashby keeps it, and Lake does a nice job of reading it. And you
Number 48 did a nice job there.
Give credit to Tyson Blosser. Entered the game with 7.5 tackles for loss and adds another one to his credit here.
He played that well.
Defensive end.
Played that well.
A senior.
He didn't. He played his assignment. He did very, very well.
Lake has never led in this game. They trailed 14-0. They've outscored Hoover since then, 14-3.
Well, they're coming after
Here's
him.
Ashby.
No.
He goes down. Nick Maricoki, the middle linebacker, introduces himself to Connor Ashby and says, "How do you do?" He is one heck of a football player at linebacker, Elmer.
We said he had to have the big game. He had to have the big game. He's been putting a lot of pressure on him when he's come. There's no question about that.
Volas to kick it deep now. Snow back deep for Lake. Pressure.